Time's up. Let's do this.
So once again, welcome to the Stormhalts episode 3. This is the second game between Salt Gaming and Angry Gaming. Both teams are made up of various players in Southeast Asia, and on Salt Gaming's side, I do believe they've got two very good players from Dota, namingly just Quirty as well as Slider Bite. You've also got on Team Angry Gaming a very good StarCraft 2 player, and that would be Ryzen, who is also the drafter for the team. And a lot of strategies I play. The draft has already begun, and they're just nicely firming up what they're gonna pick next. We have got Churn and Rega being picked up here, and the last pick Feldstad. So for sure we're gonna see Feldstad. It's just a little unfortunate. There's nothing they could probably do about it. I like the Churn pick. The Churn means that Feldstad is probably gonna get rolled away if he's gonna try and channel up the shock and awe, which is very legit. And you've got also the extra help from Rega for heals. So Rega with those heals gonna help Tasada a little bit, and that means that this lineup is pretty solid by all means there. Last pick Feldstad coming up for Team Angry Gaming, which means that you're gonna have double shock and awe, which is pretty fantastic. We've seen that before in the first game. Just a little unfortunate that the team that played this draft was not able to pull it off. So far we're gonna have Angry Gaming pull off the same draft, exact same draft as Salt Gaming for the first game, and Salt Gaming didn't win that game. So here it's still gonna be pretty possible for Angry Gaming to lose this game here, but doesn't matter. So that's it. We're going into the second game, and effectively what this means is that Angry Gaming is gonna have a 1-0 lead against Salt Gaming, and I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy at the first game. A little disappointed about the disconnect, but we're just gonna move on and just forget about it. So yeah, game 2 here for both sides. Pretty solid and standard stuff. Okay. Alright, I think this is correct, but seems like we're gonna have Salt Gaming on the blue team. Playing as Raynor, we have got Quirty. Playing as Tasada, Yenex. Churn being played by Sliderbite. Rhaegar gonna be played by Aduwad. Last but not least, Kaigari onto the Vala. And on the red team, we've got Angry Gaming. We've got Abathur being played by Ryzen. Abathur right now gonna be played by Krendor. Abathur is being played by Hiki69. Feldstad, who just zoomed past my screen, being played by Lockdown. Last but not least, Sonya gonna be played by Angry Fat Bear. So already just coming to this little shrub here just to nicely block out vision, and they're gonna have some good space here. Mechanic already being used by Abathur there just to land a little bit of the Locust Swarm. They're also going to try and fall back. Disengage is going to happen from the blue team. Red team's not afraid to take a team fight. They've got also the piggy bank on Hiki69. We showed that he played a lot of Heroes of the Storm already to buy that mount. Meanwhile, down south, we're going to have Rhaegar with the Lightning Storm up already, as well as Vala. Feldstad going to swing by. Nice skin there. Also going to pull back. It's going to be 3 men down south for the blue team. That's going to be Raynor joining them as well. Meanwhile, Tasada at the mid lane is going to face off against that of Abathur. And top lane we've got Churn being here against Angry Fat Bear. There goes the Hammer of the Ancients dealing substantial damage against Churn. Churn's not going to have all the space in the world to drink against Sonya. That's where it's going to be slightly different. Meanwhile, down south, Arthur's joining Lockdown as the Feldstad here. Seems pretty okay. So level 2 going both sides. Tribute's gonna spawn in just about a few minutes here. Chun's still drinking top lane. Hammer of the Ancient's gonna be used there. And I think that's where stuff is gonna get a little real there for both sides. Bottom lane so far, Feldstad dropping to just about 50% health. And laning wise, not much of a difference coming from both sides. You've got support taking the mid lane as usual, and tanks taking up top of this map. Main reason why they do this is because you really want the support to just go down and to any lanes, in fact, just to help out a little bit and effectively, you know, heal them up if there is a need. You've also got an Abathur here at the mid lane, which is going to try and pressure Tasada a little bit, but there's the Psionic Storm that's going to help him with a little extra damage in the AoE sense, and that's also going to help the team push out the mid lane a little bit more. And as expected, top lane, we're going to have Angry Fatback winning his lane up against Chen. Chen's going to try and pop back home. Meanwhile, down south, seems like Hiki's going to be a little bit of a tight spot so far. And Tribute's gonna spawn in just about 15 seconds. Chen already going for the top prize here on the top half of this map. Meanwhile, Angry Fat Bear just taking up a hard camp by himself pretty well. And also there's Abathur there, which is why Abathur is gonna have a little extra value to provide here. Meanwhile, Tasada is gonna try and go up here to the top half of this map, and Tribute's gonna spawn. Chen's gonna try and take that first. Seems like no one's in this vicinity. Nope, they're not gonna be able to stop that. Oh, actually they are. Ryzen, quick heal there, and also the stun. That's gonna buy some time. Tasada gonna land a little extra damage. Felstead gonna come in here. There comes the DD. They're gonna deal some damage as well. Sonya also swinging by. Ancient Spear gonna connect. Hammer of the Ancients. That goes also Psionic Storm, and that's gonna end that there. Meanwhile, Felstead gonna pick up the tribute really nicely for the raid team. They've got Abathur just playing very gutsily outside here in the mid lane, coming out of the comfort zone. Meanwhile, down south, a little bit too much heroes here, in my opinion. They've got 3, but it's going to be pretty effective because they managed to push down both the gates as well as the towers there for the bottom lane, which is pretty much a strong feat for them. A little bit of knockback skill coming from Raynor, but Raynor a little trouble so far. We've got Abathur coming, looking for the stun. Abathur not going to need the stun. Frostmourne going to be used as well. A little extra damage there means that we've got Raynor just taking the fall. Back to the mid lane. Seems like we've got Rhaegar as well as Vala going to the hard camp here. Probably gonna try and pick up the hard camp mechanic as soon as possible. We've already got the hard camp being picked up by the raid team, already addressed by the blue team, but not much of a damage being dealt just yet. They do successfully manage to push out the melee a little bit. So raid team gonna try and snatch the hard camp. Just down to 3 mercenaries here. But blue team gonna try to set up a little bit of a defensive position. There's also Locust Swarm being spawned, and that's gonna deal substantial damage. And Yenex dropping. Yenex drops the healing totem, but it's still gonna be alright. Meanwhile, Abathur does go down at the end of the day, so that's a little surprising. Good snipe coming up from the blue team. QWERTY now gonna join the whole team here. Also gonna have a little bit of slow totem being spawned here by Rhaegar. Ryzen still gonna try and box out. Frozen Tempest gonna be used as well. Psionic Storm gonna come out here from the blue team. Still not gonna be enough to deal some damage. Shiki gonna try and pull back. We've also got Felstead pulling back at the same time. Tribute completely ignored at the top of this map here. And we've also got Sonya just coming in. A little out of range by Sliderbite. He's gonna jump in there with a flying kick, but we'll take the fall. Seems like we're gonna have Angry Fatbear just trying to pick this up. It's just about 5 seconds now. But gonna get cancelled. Eduard comes in. Raynor, good positioning. There goes the stun coming from Abathur. Following up, it's gonna have a little stun coming out from the Arthas. Also gonna go in. And meanwhile, Sonya dropping. Sonya picks up a heal from Abathur. That's gonna be enough. Sonya also gonna get a little extra support coming from Abathur. Meanwhile, Raynor gonna take some damage. Raynor also gonna pop the heal, but Raynor, it's not gonna be enough. There goes the last hit on Sonya. Sonya takes the fall. Yeah, also gonna pick up the sentry ward. Or rather, this sentry position here. We've also got the tribute getting channeled here by Abathur. Abathur gonna try and pull back. Meanwhile, also Chen in this area dealing some substantial damage there. Not enough onto the Arthas. Arthas tanking up a lot of damage coming out with Abathur. Also gonna have Abathur landing those shields quickly. Rhaegar comes in, lands a lot of good heal. Also seeing the healing totem there, gonna expire. Abathur dropping. Arthas ditching his teammates. Nothing much you can do there. Abathur gonna go down. Gonna deal a lot of damage here. And or rather harassment. Denying the tribute for the blue team. Here comes Angry Fatbear. Falstaff flies in. Bad positioning. Doesn't matter. Frozen Tempest goes down. And the leap also gonna connect. Rhaegar gonna take the fall. Here comes Abathur. Ultimate Evolution. Level 10 for the raid team. And they will be able to pick up this tribute without much further contest coming from the blue team. They're not able to take further team fights without getting level 10. So here they go. Level 10 and ready for most fights. So this is where I think that you know, the brief fire skill from Chen's not really very far. You could see that over here in this area, the brief fire was just a little out of range. Would have saved Chen a lot, and maybe the fight would have gone down south for the blue team. Salt Gaming needs to try and work on a little bit better. 3 kills against 5. Red team in a little good position. Sonya taking a lot of damage. Strife being used here by Kaigari. Picks up the kill on Sonya and does better. And also now gonna try and push up the top lane a little bit. 2 tributes already for the Red team. The third one gonna spawn down south here. We've also got Abathur just pushing the bottom lane as much as he can. I'm gonna use Symbiote right now. And seems like they're gonna try to pick up the kill all the way here on Slider by as Chun. Chun's gonna be able to tank a little bit more. But there goes the Storm, Earth, and Fire. 3 of those Panda's gonna try and spawn here. Gonna deal some substantial damage, but it's not gonna be enough to pick up the kill down. After there goes also Bloodless being used, but it's not gonna mean much of anything. And unfortunately, we don't have Archon up on Tasada just yet. Meanwhile, Abathur gonna try and run away quickly. Good game sense coming from Krendor. Would have been a very easy kill for the blue team. Edward gonna pick up the first tribute for the blue team. Red team gonna pull back. So far, tower check. We've got almost every tower on the red team still up and standing, except for the bottom lane. Blue team's got almost every structure intact, which is fantastic. Bottom lane a little bit of a challenge on the gate already, but it should still be pretty challenging for them to try and put forth a push. Now, post 10, Abathur is gonna just use ultimate evolution on that Feldstead. You're gonna have double shock and all. And let's just check in on the talents in case that they're not picking up those talents that are supposed to be picked up here. Shock and all for sure. Leap, Army of the Dead, Ultimate Evolution for sure. You also got that Divine Storm, Archon, Bloodlust, Storm of Fire. Very, very good combo there, Stref. And Rainer's Riders, which is good. So Tribute's gonna spawn in just about 30 seconds. Sorry, 15. A little off my timer here. But we're gonna have the Skull Golem already captured on both sides, so that's gonna try and push out a little bit. It's good to see that they actually try lane bottom for a good reason. You really want to make sure that you push down the gate so that the Skull Golem goes straight to the core. Top lane, same story as well. Meanwhile, tribute fight happening here. Top half of this map. Locust Swarm gonna proc there onto Tasada. Hammerang being used just to disrupt Chun. We also got Arthas trying to channel a little bit on the tribute. A little of the Kek's gonna be used as well. Meanwhile, Vala dealing some damage on the Abathur. Here comes the leap on Sonya. Sonya goes in, tries to zero in on Vala, but it's not gonna be enough. Shock and Knock connects on only Kaigari there. Second Shock and Knock connects on 2, which is good. But meanwhile, Krendor takes the fall. There's gonna be Abathur's ultimate evolution gone already. Meanwhile, on the flip side, also is gonna see Frozen Tempest coming up there, and Bloodlust being used. 5 men still alive on the blue team. Now it's gonna be ham time on Arthas. Arthas gonna go ham there. Still gonna try and tank out with Army of the Dead. It's still not gonna be enough. He's gonna take the fall. All that's left on the red team is 1 Abathur and 2 heroes. That's gonna be Falstad and Uther. The blue team did lose the tribute in that team fight, so you're gonna see the Golem pushing very, very easily all the way out here. It's a little bit unfortunate that they lost the team fight for the red team. If not, this would have been the fantastic moment of glory for them, just to materialize the push, just to cash in and capitalize on all of those potentials there. But Yannick's dropping. Last hit, unfortunately not going to connect. Abathur a little too slow and on the wrong hero. Could have been a lot better if it's on Uther. Would have picked up the kill for sure with those spikes there quickly. But here comes Rainer. Rainer gonna land 2 hits there. Third hit's gonna kill Feldstead. Here comes the leap, connects nicely on Rainer. But once again, 1 against 4. Angry Fatbear with the Whirlwind. Just channeling. Hammer of the Ancients gonna pick up 1 kill. Will go down at the end of the day. Not the best trade, but 1 for 1 is still kind of fair. You pick up a kill against the DD, which is fine. Level 15, level advantage going towards the blue team right now. They were slightly behind as compared to the red team in the early half of this game. But now you can see that things are very, very different. And generally just pretty fair game here once again on both sides. Nice to see that no disconnect and Solid Gaming could actually try and put up a little bit more extra damage here coming forward. So Feldstead now gonna be joined by Uther in a little bit of a mid lane push position. Slide a bite, gonna try and channel up his mount, also gonna try and zero in a little bit. A little bit sad to see that we don't see the Chun's alternate talent there on the ultimate. Storm of Fire is alright, and I think Storm of Fire works very well with the Bloodlust comp. So no complaints whatsoever, just that I felt that, you know, maybe with the barrel roll could deal some substantial damage. So here, mid lane push happening so far, not diving in, both teams just waiting for some space for action here. And effectively, Hickey with a very, very big oversized Frozen Tempest already dealing substantial damage there. Just checking on Arthur's talents here. Arthur picks up pretty okay. It's got some substantial damage there in the form of the poison. Very big frozen tempest with frozen waste. You've also got the Trail of Frost, which is very good for utility, and Immortal Coil, which helps him a lot because it heals him and also deals some damage. That's effectively 2 Death Coil in 1. And also if you look at Feldstadt's got some very okay skills. You've got a Vampiric Assault, just no extra buffs on the Hammerang, which is a little bit weird if you ask me. Shock and Awe, Rewind's there as well. Overdrive is gonna help him a little bit. Really like Overdrive to combo with Rewind, but hold that thought. Here comes the engagement. Here comes Chun jumping in with the flying kick. It's not gonna be enough though. Krendor takes the fall. Uther already down. That's the second Uther, or rather the fake Uther in this sense. And the first Uther still up alive. Abathur is not gonna ultimate for the next 70 plus seconds, it seems like. No, I don't have numbers on that, sorry. Which is why they need to try and work on his spec one a little bit better. But okay. So now we're gonna see Abathur taking a very aggressive approach at the top of this map. Meanwhile, bottom lane here, we're going to see a little bit extra engagement happening. Symbiote already being used. Divine Stomach connect. Shock and Awe goes down. QWERTY taking a lot of damage. Going to try and heal up meanwhile. But on the flip side, Uther already going down there. Going to use the Divine Storm after they take the fall. Meanwhile, Hiki also going to try and tackle a little bit with the Arthurs. We're going to see Frozen Tempest dealing substantial damage in the DOT format, but it's not going to be an Angry Fatback. Also going to take the fall. So 5 men up, still alive here on the blue team. And the team of Abathur, once again, falling short. Hammerang being used. Gonna deal substantial damage, but it is not gonna result in a kill. So now blue team just knocking on the towers there, looking for potential space to push. Tribute wise, they've got 2 already. The third one will spawn real soon. Once they get that, they will be able to push very well, and effectively you're just gonna be able to expect that the whole team will be in a fantastic position. So they just successfully stole the hard cam from the raid team effectively, and this hard cams, you know, they don't really belong to any team, but they are slightly inclined to a specific team because of the position of the cam in the map. So this one here actually sort of belongs to the raid team, and this one belongs to the blue team. So they actually stole the hard cam, which is very good. So 4 minutes on cooldown here. They're gonna go for the Skull Golem, the boss here. The boss cam is actually very good. Helps you push the lane there, which is why you see most teams actually focusing on the lane with the boss spawning very well. Seems like the tribute now is going to go unchallenged. Oracle being used as a scout heroes out there by Yannick. Very good use of the trait on Tasada. He's also going to be able to pick up the tribute, which is fantastic. On the flip side now, you're going to have a raid team cursed. Very different from the first half of this game with the blue team cursed. Abathur just doing whatever he can to try and, you know, give a little extra edge here to the team. Meanwhile, it seems like blue team's gonna try and adopt a little aggressive position here on the bottom lane. Gate's gonna get challenged. Ryzen gonna land a little bit of the Holy Radiance. And the Golem gonna deal some damage. Gates go down, as well as the tower. First one goes down already, the second one now gonna get challenged. A little extra damage on the Skull Golem, but it's not going to be enough. Hiki now going to try and get slowed here by Rhaegar. The Totem was doing substantial effect there. Healing well will also take some substantial damage. But both teams still not committing. Raid teams having all the space in the world to deal damage on the Skull Golem. I feel that blue team really needs to come in on this one. Second shot and all connects. And it's not going to deal a lot of damage, but most of the heroes there on blue team dropping to just about 75% health right now. Hiki gonna deal substantial damage. And because of 2 shock and awe, they are able to box out the blue team completely. Good choice of skills there by the raid team. Angry Gaming. Very good skills there. You make sure that you box them out. They will not take team fight when they are already slightly below in terms of health. Although I wish a Shock and Awe was able to deal more damage on more heroes, it wasn't the case there. So Slider Bite gonna come in here as Chun. And on the flip side, Feldstad lands a little lands that Hammerang there. Here comes the Bloodlust Calm. No Storm Earth and Fire still, but Raynor gonna deal a little extra damage there, and now it seems like he gives a little bit of trouble. Here comes the lead connect on 2. No extra support coming in still from the raid team. Storm of Fire gonna be used as well, and there goes the Divine Storm. Ryzen gonna try and buy some time for the raid team. Raid team now also gonna try and pull back. 2 CCs already being used now. Hiki gonna try and tank up whatever he can. Left with 2 ghouls right there, gonna try and pull back. Meanwhile, Ryzen still gonna come in there, also gonna take the fall for Ryzen gonna go down. Meanwhile, Angry Fatbear gonna try and also deal some damage. Meanwhile, tanking up. Kaigari dropping really low. go. Angry Fatbear takes the fall, but blue team members have got 3 of them down to just about 20+% health here, and that's really disgusting, but they're not able to go down somehow. So far, 2-for-1 exchange in favor for the blue team, and they are still hanging out here, TPing out just in the nick of time. Raynor with his Raynor Riders there, really good stuff. Abathur unfortunately was not able to contribute in the team fight much because of the fact that he already used Ultimate Evolution to try and disengage the team when the Skull Golem was still alive. So here we have got blue team already level 20. Let's check on the talents. We've got Bolt of Storm, which is going to help him teleport a little bit on Vala, which is very good. That's an extra dash resurgence there on Chun. Fantastic stuff. Storm Shield, which is going to help Rhaegar with most of his ability here, just to support a little bit more and shield up 20% of max health, which is going to be a lot on Chun, by the way. And that's going to be shield and more shield on the blue team, plus Tasada with a lot of shield as well. That's a lot. Twilight Archon is definitely a must because that's the Bloodlust composition as well. Raynor will not pick up his skill still. And on the other side, we've got a very big Divine Hurricane here being picked up by Abathur. That's going to boost up Divine Storm's radius by 100% and also cooldown reduced by 20 seconds, which is very good. Meanwhile, Evolution Master, which is a standard pick, Resurgence of the Storm once again on Arthur, standard as well. Second Resurgence on Sonya, and a Bolt of the Storm being picked up here by Felstad, which is going to be the much needed utility that the hero lacks. So Felstad with this sustainable build, you have got Vampiric Assault, which is okay, First Aid, which is a little bit different for what I intended it to be. You've also got Rewind and Overdrive, which is pretty okay and standard stuff. Just felt that maybe you could deal a little bit more damage if you have the extra burst to Hammerang, and maybe some of those extra boosts to those skills there as compared to picking up purely sustainable skills. But hold that thought, here comes the jump quickly, started by jumping into Flying Kick on the lockdown there, and a shotgun on connects. Only one guy, Quirty, looking like he's going to take the fall already. Crandor, this is the Abathur Ultimate Evolution. He's going to try and take up and soak up a little bit extra destruction. Meanwhile, Bloodlust being used already. Here you have a very big, oversized Archon, Big Daddy there, landing some hits, but not enough damage to pick up any kills. Meanwhile, Arthur is coming up, trying to sling up some kills using Frostmourne, regenerate some mana. Frozen Tempest, meanwhile, also going to see some bite. There goes the ultimate coming off from the Divine Storm, connects on 4. Also the leap there connects on 4, coming off from Angry Fatbear. Ryzen, both have got good synergy there. Unfortunately, no damage whatsoever, and they're going to have to take the fall there. After it's going to try and respawn because of Resurgence so far. Sonya as well. Abathur doesn't have Resurgence, needs to stay alive. Gonna get 0 in here by 3. Lands the stun. Holy Light, that's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Ryzen's going to go down. And there goes a second stun. Holy Radiance being used. Ancient Spear by Angry Fatbear. Don't think he's gonna leap for the next few seconds. Tribute happens to spawn in this area. Very coincidental approach that's happening so far. We are also gonna see a little extra stun coming from Arthur. Landing those stuns on Chun. Chun with a flying kick goes in, tries to pick up the Angry Fatbear. Angry Fatbear will die. Now it's gonna be full respawn timer on the Sonya. On the flip side, Chun still alive somehow. Arthur is also looking like he's gonna take the fall up against Rhaegar. Rhaegar's gonna deal substantial damage. Down goes Arthur. On the flip side, Raynor will take the fall. Crandor with a second Ultimate Evolution on the same Felstad. Now also gonna go down. So all that's left for the raid team is both Abathur as well as Felstad, and that's gonna be 3 against 2. 2 did go down on the blue team, but that's actually grossly successful for the blue team. They were able to push out the top lane very well, and I think that they did a very good job in making sure that they waste Resurgence of the Storm coming out from both the Arthurs and Sonya, and managed to kill them at the second engagement, or rather the follow-up engagement, which is very well. They're also going to be able to try and 0 in here on the Skull Golem of the supposed raid team. Abathur going to try and do a little bit scouting duty. Will find that the blue team is here, and there's nothing they could do as well. Tribute did go to the blue team because they won the major team fight there. Now the second Tribute going to spawn down south. Effectively, this Tribute will go towards the raid team. Felstad is already here, and most of the blue team members are still not in his vicinity. Locust Swarm just setting up some defensive perimeter once again. And the Sage Golem now going to get challenged by Kaigari. They're going to pull back. Meanwhile, top lane going to have a little bit of a defensive position by the raid team. Skull Golem's going to be here. This is not theirs, but it's a little bit painful because this will make sure that the gate's going to probably go down. And with that stun, it will probably go down. Yeah. Last hit. But Golem is very distracted. So gate's still going to stand. Very good. I think that they bought the Golem over. So you got Protective Shield on Abathur, which helps him with those heals as well. And you've got Clairvoyance, which helps him reveal the area, which is pretty okay. Abathur, with that helps him a lot as well. I think it also reveals target area for just about 10 seconds, which helps with a lot of scouting capabilities on Abathur. A little unorthodox, I feel. Most teams don't really go with that skill on Abathur. They really want to try and beef up this heal amounts coming from Abathur rather than pick up Clairvoyance. It's teams like this that really just plays very differently. And Felstead, yeah, we've covered Felstead a lot already. Chen on the flip side with the full keg, and also with the Chuck, which is okay. Pressure point, standard stuff, just pumping traits into, talents into his traits, which is going to help him shield a lot, as well as into his flying kick, which helps him deal substantial damage as well. Deals 200 bonus damage, which is a lot. So now we're going to have the Scout Golem pushing the core. Core is just going to be okay. Blue team's core actually dropping near about 67%, so red team could still win this game here. And a very long speech there by one of the heroes in this game. Crendor now gonna go down, and Tribute gonna spawn all the way up here in the top half of this map, effectively looking like it's very much the ace Tribute for the blue team. Red team not able to take up a team fight just yet. I think the Abathur has got ultimate evolution. Yes, it does. So probably gonna try and spawn something here. Tribute now gonna be the main name of this game. Psionic Storm gonna connect on one. Meanwhile, they do catch out QWERTY, and Shock'n'Awe will connect on him, so he's gonna waste his heal already. Meanwhile, we're also gonna see a little bit extra ancestral healing on QWERTY. He's also gonna heal up there by Rhaegar. Meanwhile, a second After is gonna spawn here by Crendor, so not going for a second Shock'n'Awe, but going for a little extra tank. So here comes the Archon. Where's the Bloodlust? There goes the Bloodlust, but Divine Storm's gonna catch them all out. Meanwhile, Yannick's gonna be a little bit of trouble so far, and Griffithback gonna jump in on the leap just on Vala, and Griffithback goes down. That's gonna be the Sonya for you guys. Meanwhile, on the flip side, we got both Arthurs addressed, and blue team taking the team fight right when they've got that Archon and the Bloodlust up. Very bad fight for the Red team. They shouldn't have taken the team fight there. Holy Radiance being used, also gonna try and run away. Ryzen unfortunately will not be able to stay alive. Felstead also takes the fall. Red team also cursed, and there is resurgence on both Arthurs as well as Sonya, but it is not gonna be enough to hold off against the full 5 blue team that's knocking on the mid lane right now. We're gonna see 50 seconds before Abathur respawns, 50 also before Felstead respawns. Fort gonna get challenged. Fort 30% right now. Fort gonna drop. Fort goes down, and we're also gonna see a little bit extra stun coming from the Arthurs. But that's not gonna be enough. So far, just seeing Abathur putting up those very crucial heals. They know they can still win this. Here comes also the Shref from Vala, and also here comes the leap from Angry Fatbear. He's gonna buy some time, but the whole team doesn't care. They just want a core. Core drops, core goes down, and the second game will go to Assault Gaming. So far, 1-1 position for both sides. Fantastic game coming out from both teams. What a game it is. So far, so fair. And I'd just like to say that this game just seems like whichever team picks up this draft, the Abathur, Abathur, Arthur's Felstead, Sonya draft, they just lose somehow. I have no idea why. Generally, the last team fight, I would say you have a very interesting debate there as to whether you should take a team fight when you know that Tasada's gonna pop the Archon, and do you really want to have a second tank in that team fight? I think they jumped in a little prematurely. I think that the cooldown on the ultimate for Abathur's Arthurs is not ready, and they jumped in a little bit too early. Sonya just shouldn't have jumped in on a backup there. Abathur with a very big Divine Storm would have set up sufficient team fight, but they don't have enough CC at the end of the day to try and bring home the bacon. So should have just disengaged there, but unfortunately that wasn't the case coming from the red team, and therefore they will lose this second game. What a game! So it seems like we're gonna have 4-game series at least here for today, and we're just going for a 5-minute short break, and we'll be back with the third game between Salt Gaming as well as Angry Gaming. So see you guys in a short while. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. I am Babel. Have a great night.